Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures. Today we're going to dip our toes back into the weird, wild, and wonderful world of Papsikels and miniatures, which we've ventured into on a couple of occasions in various videos, and they do tend to show up quite often in our Monday weekly painting progress videos as well. But Papsikels has continued to be one of the finest purveyors of cyberpunk models for 3D printers, and one of the originators in that case as well. So originally what I wanted to do was talk about their new Cyborg Dragonborn models, like this guy here in my hand, because, well, if you've watched and listened to me ramble on enough, you know that I am an absolute sucker when it comes to Dragonborn models, and well-designed, different, or interesting models at that. We don't get a lot of reptilian sci-fi stuff, let's be honest. And if we do, it tends to be very derivative, and if I'm going to take derivative stuff, I want interesting takes on one of my favorite subjects, that being Dragonborn models. So originally I started printing off a couple of these, but then, as is always the case in these situations, I could not help myself because Papsikels went crazy and made even more fun models. So focusing on the Dragonborn for just a little bit longer, I wanted to show you a couple things here. So they're pretty big, they're pretty beefy. You can see here with our good old-fashioned regular Marine here. Good head taller when he's on a base. If you wanted to take a look at, let's say, guard-sized models, or let's say, Stargrave type dudes, I think you can see a really big discrepancy. But if you're doing something like 5 Parsecs, Planet 28, or one of the various other, Stargrave as it is, any kind of, sci-fi skirmish type game, I think these are going to be really fun. You want to use them in something like Shadowrun, if that's even a thing these days. Scrappers, any of those, cyberpunk type games. I think these would be fun models for that too. But that's just the tip of the iceberg, because after I started printing these guys, I'm like, they've got some real crazy stuff going on. In fact, they've got homages to one of my favorite movies growing up. So if you are in need of any security drones, perhaps that might be something to appease you. If you need something a little bit bigger scale, some of these should look quite familiar to you. And I mean, they are quite nice models. Obviously, with a bit of Verhoeven influence there, which I am fine with. And, I'd totally buy that for $1. And if you're going to have any kind of salesman, you're going to have the spokesmodel ladies with him as well. Woo! But then I saw some even crazier stuff. So I'm digging through my piles of things I was going to give Sparkle Trout here. Now, Papsikels has been putting out their Skull Hunter models for a while here. Various trophy hunter aliens. But then they went and turned them into Street Thug Yakuza, which I thought was the most bizarre and crazy idea, and I am here for it. So just some quick prints of these guys. Why not have Yakuza Predators in a street gang, right? And I don't know why, but just the feel of these guys, the design of these guys makes me think of, like, mid-90s homies figures. I don't know. I want to have these like in soft rubbery plastic or something. Have them poorly painted in some sweatshop and, have them on display at work like the olden days. I thought these were a fun one. I was like, okay, but maybe you're in need of more regular cyberpunk stuff and you need just big hulking monstrosity mech dudes. What I keep thinking is this is like perfect stuff for riffs. And in fact, I really would love to see Papsikels take on some of the riffs style models. Of course, that would be problematic with certain parties involved there, but what if you're in need of big mechs to go along with this? Well, that's totally fine. Or, post-apocalyptic drivers looking out to survive. I don't know. Or agile, incredible assassins. What if you need just really big robot mech things to go stomping around? I love it. There's just such a sheer variety. And honestly, I think this is just like in the last month. There's just an absolute bonkers amount of stuff available. Let's say you guys are interested in Mecha. More anime style. Well, we've got the FKMSA line of mechs that Papsikels has been putting out all sorts of variations on all kinds of poses. I know these guys have all sorts of add-ons. They show up every couple months. Even if you don't get them this month, they'll be there in some way, shape, or form in the future. If that's too light frame of mecha for you, well, there's even bigger anime, heavier ones. I'm looking forward to putting some paint on one of these. I mean, they're not the hugest, but they're a good size. So, like I said, there's just a ton of variety. And I want to say, like, their My Mini Factory page at this point has, like, well over 1,000+ different models available, and they're all reasonably priced. And, I mean, like I've shown, you get a lot of bang for your buck if you guys haven't ever had a chance to check out their Patreon. So if you're interested, as we wind our way back to the models I was originally interested in, there's just a ton of stuff on offer. Never mind all their Rambutan, Space Dwarves. There's Mad Max stuff. There's, like, sexy robot assassins, if that's something you need. Because who doesn't need robots with butt cheeks, right? I don't know. There's just a lot to have on offer. So if you guys haven't had a chance, do take a look, and hopefully you will find plenty of stuff to keep you as occupied as I am, and hopefully we will all enjoy painting these figures. So with that said, this has been High Lord Tamerlane with Obscurities and Miniatures saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.